So this video is on adding and subtracting decimals. So this is something you may have done in 5th grade, certainly in 6th grade, but it's very important because there's a lot of forms of numbers that are decimals that you need to be able to add and subtract. So one of the coolest summers on record in the Midwest was in 1992. The average summertime temperature that year was 66 and 8/10 degrees Fahrenheit. Normally, the average temperature is 4 degrees Fahrenheit higher than it was in 1992. So it's asking you, it doesn't ask the question, but it's asking you what is the temperature that it was in 1992. So it was 4 degrees higher. So you're actually going to have to add. And so this is the temperature, this is the difference, and this is the total. And this 4 was by itself. It didn't have, but decimal point 0 is actually, it doesn't change the value of it. That 0 doesn't change the value of it. So it just fills in all the zeros so that you can line it up and add. So the decimal point is lined up. And that's what's very important in these problems. So if you're looking at just bare numbers, just the numbers themselves, and I will show you an example. So 4 and 55/100ths, and 11 and 3/10ths, and I'm adding. Now there is a hole right here, and if I add a 0, it doesn't change the value, and that's called annexing a 0. But it fills it in and makes it nice and neat. And now I can just add like normal. 5 and 5 plus 3 is 8. Bring down my decimal point. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 1. And go ahead and do this problem yourself. And then come back and check your answer. And so it is 22 and 44/100ths. Notice I put the 16 here, lining up the decimal. There were blank spaces here, so I added the zeros, and then I added just going straight up and down. Now subtracting, and I should have estimated to check to see if it was the same. And if I would have estimated, I said 5 plus 11 equals 16. And that was close to the answer, and I would say 6 plus 16 is 22, and of course this was 22/44, so 22 is definitely a good estimate. Let's estimate this one first. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to make the numbers easy, and I'm going to round this to 30, and this to 15, even though it goes to 16. I went up by 2 here, I can go up by 1 here. And so that answer is 15, because 30 minus 15 is 15. That was real easy in my head. To actually do it, I'm going to set it up, line it all up. Now, there's zeros. I can't take from 0. I have to have zeros in here to line it up, but I can't take 1 from 0. So to come all the way over here, borrow, and that would become a 9, and that would become a 9, and that would become a 10. Now 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 1 is 8, 9 minus 9 is 0, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. And so I got 12.089. Well, that's close enough to 15 to tell me I was doing the right thing. So I feel good about that. So 12 versus my estimate of 15. So now do this problem and make sure you estimate first, do the problem, and then come back. Okay, so we've got 5 and 34/100. So first let's estimate 5 minus 2 equals 3. Let's see if we come up with close to 3. And 2 and 8/100ths. I'm subtracting. Okay, again here, I can't take 8 from 4, so I have to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6, 2 minus 0 is 2, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Is my estimate close to my actual? Absolutely. It's very, very close. And the estimate would probably be good enough in any situation. So, you're going to see these in word problems. In 1999, 143 and 66 million bushel of corn were grown in the United States. In 2000, the harvest yielded 169.831 million bushels. What was the total production for these 2 years? Estimate, check whether your answer is reasonable. So let's estimate first. So I'm just going to say 150 plus 170. So I can say 140. Sorry, 140 and 170, and so that's going to be 310. That's my estimate. And then if I do actual, set it up, 1, 9, 14, that's 10, 13, that's 10, 11, and so I got 313.491. Really close to 310, so my estimate was really good. This talks about the difference, so go ahead and do this problem, and difference means to subtract, so try to set it up and make sure you estimate, do it actual, and then come back. Okay, so if you know already like estimating, that is so much better. So 170 minus 140 equals 30. That's what I get with my estimate. And then I have to do 169.831 minus 143.660, and I do all the math, and I get 26.171. Is 26 close to 30? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we're going to skip this problem. You might do it in class, and go ahead and jump to the homework check. So do this homework check, and come back and make sure and put it on your homework form, your answers.